Alright, this video we're gonna do without a script, so let's just wing it. Hey everyone, Nick here, hope you guys are doing well, and a few of the questions that I most often get asked, especially in the last couple of weeks, have been 1. What books are you currently reading? And 2. What can I best do in the coming weeks to prepare for my upcoming semester of college or high school? And all of this got me thinking. I've never made a video before about reading a book for a particular time or place, like starting your next semester of school, and so today I wanted to do just that. Here are my top 3 books that you should read before you begin school because I believe that they might be able to provide you some inspiration, motivation, or maybe teach you about finding a passion that you never knew you had in the first place. Alright, first on my list is Double Cup Love by Eddie Huang, which is actually a personal favorite. For those of you that don't know Eddie Huang, he is a writer, a journalist, a TV show host, a chef, he owns a few restaurants, he does so much, and this is his personal memoir, which I think is an excellent reflection of what happiness and success means to him. I often find myself going back to this book pretty frequently because not only is Eddie Huang hilarious, but he also communicates some pretty beautiful ideas through things like food and relationships. So if you're a dreamer, honestly, who's just trying to start his or her own thing and be entrepreneurial and just jump into one of your passions, then I highly suggest that you read this short but excellent book. Alright, book number 2 is for all of the viewers that are students that are working way too hard and grinding away at their university or high school work and don't give themselves enough time to just take a step back and decompress and think about life and ponder what it is that makes you happy and what you want to do later in life. It's called In Praise of Wasting Time by Alan Lightman. This book I think is especially important if you're a teenager or in your early 20s because it highlights a lot of problems with our current generation. In the piece, Alan Lightman talks about how the world has gotten so wired and electronic and just so fast these days. We never give ourselves enough time to just say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go for a walk and think about life and do nothing. We are so obsessed with adding some sense of productivity to everything that we do that when we forget to just decompress for a little while and take a step back and ponder what makes us creative or pursue an art form or go to a museum and just look around, that we slowly lose track of who we are and what makes us human beings. This book I think is super important if you've spent a lot of time in libraries and in office spaces and cubicles just wondering why you're doing what you're doing and what you want to do next as a result. I highly recommend this book because Lightman references a lot of mental health studies. He goes through some serious problems with professions like law and technology, and through it all, I think it will really open your eyes to saying, hey, sometimes there's nothing more than wasting a little time with people you care about, people you love, and most importantly, activities that you find interesting. Alright, the third book that I suggest all of you read is The Runaway Species by Anthony Brandt and David Eagleman. This book is one of my favorites for a variety of reasons, but to be quick with it, it's about what makes human beings so special. Anthony Brandt and David Eagleman together talk about human phenomenons like creativity and willpower and our gift of study and how we have been able to rebuild the world according to the human standard. He talks about the brain science behind creativity and how artists and engineers and designers have embraced it to change the world in ways that we never would have expected. There are tons of examples like beehives and buildings and cars and windshields, and it's a wonderful read if you're just looking to learn something new about the world. The two authors brilliantly summarize phenomenons like innovation and how it's exclusively a human trait, and they also give a pretty unique example about how NASA and Pablo Picasso have more in common than you think. So if stuff like that sounds interesting to you, then I highly suggest that you start with this book. Those were my 3 choices. I wanted to do something a little different and branch out a bit because I know many of you may have diverse interests, so I chose one kind of textbooky read that's all about understanding something new about the world, one memoir that it's a really nice escape if you just want to go to a different universe, into a different world that's obviously nonfiction, but you want to just live someone else's life for a little while and take away tidbits of motivation and inspiration. And finally, the third book is something that I think we should all read. It's just a sobering reminder that sometimes life may get get busy, but you gotta take a step back and breathe it all in. Enjoy life for a bit and waste a little bit of time, because there's nothing more beautiful sometimes than being with people you care about and doing nothing other than enjoying their company. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Nikhil. I make videos like this all the time. If you liked what you watched, let me know down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave me a like, throw me a comment, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. But as always, I will see you guys in the next one.